It's not too late to start recording. From
Yep, so I'm gonna record now, whatever you have, this is what we get. All right. Because now you should get into habit of writing it on your own, so.
When we use this, basically guide us and help us memorize the process.
I don't want you to remember, every project will be different, okay? You have to start over. Different
I
project.
just been going and then like revise what we did. So like yesterday I went through the video again.
Yeah,
to go over.
See, the process remains same here, right? It's the same process, so. All right, so I have recording from now on, so that's it. At least 2 test cases you guys. Will. All right, so go ahead, Seba. See what you guys have.
So yeah.
So I see the precondition that you have super user exists, dealer user needs franchise number. Okay, this is not really a precondition, right? This is the
Okay.
functionality you are verifying.
Yeah.
So you should take this out,
Okay.
and all dealer information, you are a QA,
Yeah.
you are a god in the system. You can do pretty much anything, right? Generally, you will have full access.
Okay.
Because you have all the super user passwords, credential, you can wear anybody's hat. You can be a dealer, you can be a super user. So this one is not a precondition. Okay, this is expected that you will
So-
do that.
Can you go ahead and explain the precondition again?
So precondition
Is
is
this what you
something
need for doing what you're doing?
what you are
correct?
doing, yeah. So here, if you are using the super user login, then you will say super user login exists
Okay.
or account exists in the system, so that you can do the work.
Okay.
You meaning whoever is executing the test case, they will know, okay, I need super user credential in order to execute this test case. Okay, otherwise, these are not valid preconditions.
Okay.
Okay, so you should get rid of it. Dependencies, again, these are if there are third-party systems that system is dependent on, those are the only things here.
Okay.
So it's not a state and county, so you should get rid of this
Okay.
as well. Okay. Test summary. So again, this is where your scenario comes in. What are you testing? What are you trying to prove at the end of the test case?
That the franchise.
See if it's generated, see if we can generate a franchise number.
No, this is the negative scenario.
Yeah.
So you should not be able to generate a franchise number if you don't supply city or whatever, state or county. If that's what you are trying to prove here. So that's what it should go in here. State, like franchise number is not generated, or system should prevent you for franchise number if state or county is not supplied.
Yeah.
That's what you should put in the summary. Okay. So again, I'm gonna skip these three steps, okay, because I think everybody knows you have to access. Super user navigates to create dealer user account, okay. Now again, here, step number 4. What is wrong with this step? Can anybody tell me, anybody in the class, what's wrong with this step?
You have to write create the dealer.
Is the only gotta be the site administrator that period? Or it's all the same thing?
No, well, what's wrong with this step?
Is it action?
This would be action.
No.
But the thing is the action.
So when the franchise number comes into play,
Comes at the bottom.
no, what point of process again?
At the end. When everything's submitted.
What are you creating when you are saying
Dealer
franchise number?
Dealer sum.
It's a dealer.
Yeah.
What the step says,
You don't user. That's right.
right? Dealer and dealer users are different.
Yeah.
Okay, so this step is incorrect. You are not creating a dealer user account. You are creating a dealer, the company. Okay, so then that's what it's incorrect here. All right, so you should change it. Super user navigates to create a new dealer. Okay,
So just erase the user.
yeah, you don't it's a big difference, okay? In the data elements as well, what you supply. So you are missing the step here. Okay, so you have number 5. Okay, so you click on create, okay. Super user fills the application name, state, Arfloan user. Okay, your data is here. You need to have all the required fields, right? That you are supplying. But here, what you are saying is the one part I don't see it here. So you are not supplying county,
Yeah.
right? So that's what you should clearly say, and don't supply county. If that's what the instruction is, then you say,
But
Okay.
I figure since it wasn't like, since in the thing, it wasn't required, we don't have to specifically list it because it's not a required information.
but your test
Right,
scenario,
but you're doing a test scenario where you're trying to use the information on the county field, right? So you
field, right?
should be explicit saying leave the county field empty.
Okay.
because then it makes it clear who is executing, hey, I don't need to fill county, but I'm gonna supply everything else. Whatever clarity you provide, I think it's good. Okay, so now this is, so if you don't supply it and try to submit, right? So here, you use in the step number 6, so super user submits, tries to submit credit application. Okay. This step cannot submit, should go in the verification. Yeah, the expected result.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is expected result. Now here, again, you should not be able to submit anyway, so I don't know what,
So, okay, that's kind of what we got, so. Damn,
For
wow,
the
I need-
actual
I
result.
need glasses, man. Expected dealer account to be submitted and created.
well,
So, yeah,
you
it
are
would
not
be-
expecting,
Yeah, it
right?
would be the opposite.
Yeah, it
We
would
did
be the
not
opposite.
expect it.
Yeah.
to-
So this one could not be submitted and requirement or not complete. Now, you can just say that I should not be able to submit,
Yeah.
or then a system should display some type of error message, basically. Right? So that should be your expected, and that would be done at that point, the negative scenario. Okay. Is everybody clear? All right. Okay. So let me,
I have sent you, email ID, partial like internet software.
oh, that's a different account. Okay. Can you forward me to this email? This is everybody getting my emails? Right, just respond to that email then.
She sent it to.
I just want to make sure everybody's getting my email, because there are many folks here and I don't know what you guys registered with versus what email you have received. Have it in the class, so.
If we don't get, we'll definitely, you don't do it. We are so dependent on those.
Yeah, if you don't get homework email, then let me know. Okay, I got it.
Oh.
Okay, Ramya, go ahead.
Sending all the three.
Let's see what you have, right? This one. Oh, this is again same one. Which one you like to review? The sense and for the other requirement.
She said another one.
Oh, yeah, there you go. All right. Okay, so this one you guys did not complete yet.
And we just put in steps, because we ran out of time.
I sent
Okay.
another one also.
I will do it.
Okay, let me see. You guys need to stick to the deadline, okay? If somebody tells you 30 minutes, you're gonna finish the 30 minutes.
That's all the three.
There is no Indian standard time here, okay? It has to be done in those 30 minutes.
That's how teamwork goes. We need to separate, like, distribute our work.
Yeah, divide and conquer sometimes works, but then you can review once two people are working on it and you can
Yeah.
review each other. Okay. All right, so go ahead. What is this scenario, and can anybody talk from your team? What you guys are testing? So what is this scenario? Oh, this is the last one, last requirement.
Yeah, the negative one, I guess. Cannot submit.
I'll let you guys pick one of the team members. Just speak loudly, okay, so that the online folks can hear it. All right, go ahead. I mean, we all are in the class, so I think it is fine. Whoever wants to talk about it.
So this one is lender required for the credit application.
Lender is required for a credit application, okay? So
So we did the negative one, like, lender name. Yeah, no name.
so let's see the precondition, start with the precondition, right?
Dealer user and lender already exist in the system.
So lender is required, so who is doing the work here?
Dealer. Dealer.
Okay, so dealer, yes, okay, so you pick the dealer to complete the work for submitting the credit application, okay? So dealer, user and lender already exist in the system, okay? So do you have like a specific lender that you have specified?
No, not.
And the dealer,
Lender, no.
so you need that, right? Precondition, which you said they already exist, but which lender and which dealer?
Okay.
Okay, so you need to specify dealer L1 or L training or whatever. That's a lender, right? So L training already exists in the system. And the dealer. Well, this is a lender, right? So it's a company. So you need to pick the company that's already there. So maybe like JP Morgan Chase already exists in the system as a lender. And dealer, maybe German Toyota. Or that one is actually a user, right? So whatever G training exists in the system, and this would be a second precondition, JP Morgan exists as a lender in the system. So you need to be very specific. Okay. All right. So test case validates the land dealer cannot submit credit application without selecting the lender name.
That's
Right.
negative.
Yep. Okay, so without selecting lender name, okay, but just be clear on what section is. All right, so let's come here. So you are logging in, right? Dealer, as a dealer, you are logged in. Click on credit application is displayed. So what is the step here? So you're trying to do some action, right? So you're trying to create a credit application, not picking the existing credit application. Right, so your steps should reflect that. Basically. So create a new credit application. That's what you are trying to say here. Okay, so it should be corrected. Step number 3. Credit application is displayed. So were you guys assuming here the credit application already exists?
No, the empty credit, we are trying to pull the empty credit application, and then step 4, we put input all required applicant data. So in step 4, we are filling out all the information.
Okay, so this one is creating a new credit application,
Okay.
right? That's what you are doing.
Yes,
That's what you just said. That's
Right.
basically, and say credit application page, empty credit application page is displayed or something.
Okay.
Input all the required applicant or credit application data, because credit application includes applicant, primary, secondary, all kind of things.
Right. We only put applicant data because we are not putting lender name, because that's what we are testing, that it will not allow us to put lender. I mean, if we don't select lender name, it will not go.
Then I would say here, all required applicant data except lender name.
Okay.
Right? All required credit application data except lender name.
So basically, we have to like state for the ones that we're basically is the invalid, we have to state exactly.
Yeah, because
What
that
we're
makes
not
it more
doing.
clear, right? What you are not doing, so that, okay, whoever is reading yet your test case makes more sense to it.
Okay.
And they follow the exact step. Okay. And finally, click submit credit application. I'm not able to submit. You can say that credit application is not submitted and error message is being displayed
Okay.
for selecting the lender application, lender. basically.
And then under the required data, we have to put in all the information.
Yeah,
That
make
is
sure
what
you
about
put
the
that
data
in,
we are
right?
giving
And the
input.
test data, you list out what exactly fields you are picking
Right, yeah.
and what values you are picking. Okay, so that's first name, last name of the applicant, address, if it's required, everything,
All the required.
all the
things.
required.
You need everything over there.
You need everything, yep.
So my question is like, every time when you do credit application,
Mhm.
why we need like primary and secondary both? Can we just do by primary?
Yeah, if it's I don't know if you guys looked at the data, is a secondary required? If it's not, you are saying here, fill out all the required as specified in the test data section.
Okay.
And you can list out only primary. Only.
Because it's like.
Secondary is not required. not-
Because this is auto repair shop, so
Yeah.
Whoever is doing the repair, or like if for my
That's correct.
car, then I don't need like secondary person to add on the credit application.
Yeah, so but only way you can find out is to go to the actual data section. Well, so that would be but here you are testing the negative scenario.
Correct.
Again, adding a secondary may not help you if it's not required. But these are all field required. Okay, whatever is here, starting with this. It's as long as it says yes, you have to fill out, right? This is what is required. This is all this applicant, right? This is primary or applicant. Applicant position. Then you have monthly income, whatever is in there, rent, lodging, all these things. Okay, state ID or whatever applicant's state of insurance for valid ID. All these things. Okay. Now this is joint applicants. This is secondary. It's nothing is required here.
So like, where would you input this test case? Using this information right here.
Mhm.
Where
This is when you are creating a new credit application, all this information, anything marked yes, you have to input. Without that, you cannot create credit application.
Right, but like, how would you input it into the test case, test things?
Well, when you have when you have the actual application or system,
No, but he's saying, I think on this.
Like write it down.
oh, yeah, you put it in,
Under the
Yeah.
data thing,
Yeah.
right?
you
In the
fill
data.
it up in the either data section,
Also, you can.
you can fill it up here.
A tester also we can write.
Yes.
So couple of ways you can do it. You can fill it out in the test data section here. Okay, or you can create in Excel spreadsheet and attach in the, you can do that.
Because it's
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot and it's sometimes it's Excel might make more sense. Then you can just say here, refer Excel spreadsheet for test data.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that you don't have to create it every time for every test case that you are writing.
Okay.
Because you might be writing 50 test cases just on the credit application, right?
Yeah.
So you can just say refer to this and you can change it over there for different things. All right, so does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't see any email one. Did anybody write any email?
I think.
Okay, let me pull up what you guys sent me.
They send.
I
think it's class.
You guys sent it?
Yeah.
Three or one.
So we send the email one.
I did not get it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, my name is Daisy. It's over there,
Okay, hang on. Let's
but
see.
that's
what-
okay. Yeah, we only did the test.
This is the email.
All right, so let's quickly talk about email. I know you don't have it here. But what is the test summary? What scenario you guys are testing? What are you testing? We will chat at the class, right? This one, so don't worry about it.
It's okay.
Yes, go, just explain the scenario. What is the scenario?
So dealer user, valid email and only one application.
Okay, one lender.
Right, one lender.
One lender you are testing, right? So there are two different scenarios, more than one or one.
Yeah, so we are doing one lender.
Okay, one lender with the one employee, lender user. That's what you are testing. Because it's credit application will always have one lender. But lender might have multiple employees, so you are testing the one lender with one employee scenario.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna skip the logging in, but you have dealer user. Right, so you are logging in as a dealer, submit credit application. Again, make sure your steps are clear, right? Create credit application, fill out the required information, click submit. Okay, one thing I don't see it here. Well, what is missing here in step number 4?
Step number 4.
Email ID.
Email ID, are you entering email ID for anybody?
Is it the lender name?
So you have to pick the specific lender,
Specific lender. Yeah.
right? So L1 or lender, whatever name of the lender is, right? During the, when you fill out, so make sure you specify it right here.
Okay.
Select lender 1, basically along with the other required data, and then submit the application. Okay. Now log out as a lender user, log in as a lender user. Again, what are you logging in as? I don't see
Lender
any
one.
details here.
Lender one.
Well, lender 1 is a company, remember?
Lender 1 user.
So I think you guys need some time to think through. Okay.
That's overwhelming.
Anybody online has any thoughts?
No, don't you? Don't you just log in as a lender user and then check the inbox to see if you received the email?
So what lender user I'm logging in as?
One.
Lender user one.
Is lender 1 or lender user 1?
Or just the lender?
No. Lender user.
I think I'll let you think through, okay? This is not correct. It's not complete.
Lender should be checked because the email notification is going to the lender, then lender will decide.
Okay, who it will send out? Is it sending out to lender
Yes.
or lender user?
Lender user.
No, not the user,
The dealer
No.
usually sending it to the lender.
the lender shop. Then lender shop is going to whoever the manager or whoever is, then he is.
Is that
going to
how the
pick up
system is
user.
designed? Does it say it goes to the shop?
No, it just goes.
Shop is creating this, right? I mean, the users. So yes, I would say, think it through a little bit. I think you guys need just some time on this one.
Log in as lender. No user, just log in as system.
So what would be the precondition for this test case? Let's go back here. What are the preconditions here? I don't see anything here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me just pull up another notepad here.
No.
So you guys are saying dealer exists,
Lender exists. No.
lender exists.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dealer user.
anything else?
Lender user exists.
Well, dealer user exists, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then now what else is there?
Lender 1, lender user 1.
Lender user 1 exists. Okay, is this enough? Lender user 1?
2, 3. I mean, if you are.
No, just one. Let's stay with the one, but is it
Yeah.
enough? So how do I know this lender user 1 will get an email?
If I log in as lender user
The
one.
dealer usually sends it to the lender. And then the
So
lender user 1.
We'll have to log in.
I guess, well, my question is, how do you know that lender user 1 belongs to lender? Well, email ID can be anything, right? How do I know this lender user 1, what's for this lender?
Maybe.
Lender user exists in the system.
Yeah, but if I create somebody, how do I know it is he's associated with this?
But isn't it automated to go to the people that you're not
Lender
clicked
ID?
now for
Lender
the?
ID. This is a lender ID.
What point you assign the lender ID? When you say lender ID, what does it mean? How do you know if this user belongs to this company?
Maybe when you were creating the lender account,
Employee ID.
you
They have
created,
the soft
you
ID,
created a user account.
the company ID.
Do I create a lender account? Do I create lender user when I create a lender? Sorry.
It's not putting the lender name when you're submitting the application.
Nope, that's not where it is.
Franchise ID.
Nope, it's not a franchise, nothing to do with the franchise. My question is, how do I know this user belongs to this company? Well, that's why you need to go back to the requirement, read it. What happened? Well, everything is related, right? You need to figure out how do I know this user belongs to this company?
Lender ID.
Lender ID. I also think.
Then
lender ID.
Okay, where do I create user? Tell me where do I create the users?
It's not about
Or how do I create lender user? Right? How do I create a lender user in the system?
It's not against really not created.
But where do I go and create it? What makes it a lender user? I know, but you guys the site is not there yet for you, right? So you are looking at the documentation. Where do I go and create the lender user?
lender ID assigned to.
Manage where? It's a manage lender is it about users?
No.
I think you
User-
guys. Yeah, go ahead, Judy.
Maybe in the user types, it's a drop down or something.
So user type, what's in the user type, Judy?
Yeah. You'll have different people on the system like dealer, lender, area
Okay.
manager. So that's what I assume.
Yeah, no,
User types.
you are on the right track, but what? So let's say I'm trying to create a lender user, right?
Okay.
But how do I associate that user with the lender?
First, I have to identify the particular lender and then track to the user.
So when you are creating the user, you are also, there are different types of users. So you pick the lender user as a type of the user, looking at the data elements, okay? I'm not making this up. So let's go back to the required system design here. Okay, so I'm going to go to the user entity.
Lender assigned to user. Where the lender is.
Okay, this is user.
It's a user type.
Okay, so user has this many attributes, right?
Yeah.
So username is generated, user type. And type says whatever type you are creating, lender user, site administrator, and so forth. So, okay, so I'm creating a lender user. So I'm gonna pick this type, okay? But now you look at it here, a little bit further. And you look at the required fields. So there is a stop ID, okay? Dealer name, name of the dealership, required. This is a dealer's entity.
Lender.
So where is the lender? How do I know this user belongs to this lender?
It's
It's written on the,
You have to
You go
go,
down.
yeah,
it's the
Okay.
next page,
Next
page
page.
17.
Okay,
yeah.
so this one, lender assigned to user, required for lender user type. So you are picking the lender, which
User type.
company this user belongs to,
Okay.
if it's a lender user type. Okay, so you need to piece this thing together. Basically. Generally, it's same thing. If I look at, how do I know the user is a dealer user? So you pick the dealer user type, right? From here, you pick it as a dealer user when you are creating a new user. And then when I come here, I look at this dealership for user required for dealer user type. So system will associate the user to the dealer. Okay, there is no magic. Okay, everything is related in the system. You just need to piece together, and it comes with the experience as well. Okay, so you guys are looking at this first time, which is perfectly fine.
So like,
So we have to choose the date of time, sorry.
No, so you have a lender, the JP Morgan, make sure you have at least one user created for JP Morgan,
Uh-huh.
right? So let's say JP Morgan, and then I have lender one. So you need to specify that in the preconditions here. The lender one exists for JPMC. Okay, lender JPMC exists as a lender. Okay. This is how you can relate this thing or come up with your test data as well. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
so is there like a formula we can use to like?
There is no formula. No, there is no
So
formula.
you just put the company that the lender belongs to.
That's what it is. So you need to specify that, then only it makes it right, your test case valid, I mean. Otherwise, it goes to somebody else, who knows?
Okay.
But you need to verify the lender user one that belongs to JPMC is getting an email.
Okay.
Not lender user one belongs to XYZ company. Okay, so that's why you need those two pieces of information for your precondition. Then it makes life easier. Once I have that, can I go back here in my steps here? Log out as a dealer user, log in as a JPMC lender one user, and check my inbox, see whether the email is received or not. And this is again a verification, right? So actually, no, this is the step, check inbox, verify that I have received the email in my inbox. Okay, now here, again, this is you guys need to make sure you are receiving in the inbox, not on the home page, right? Because how do we do it? I mean, right? We typically log on to the Outlook or Hotmail, Gmail and check it. Right? So make sure you correct it, right? I think those details needs to be there. Okay. For you guys. Any other question?
So my question, like, if we are doing more than one, then how we word it, like more?
Yeah,
than-
so you more than one, right? So you will create two accounts,
Okay,
two user accounts associated with that company and see both of them receive the email.
so at this point, if we are talking about more than one, so is more than one lender user or just the
Can you
lender?
assign one application to more than one lender?
No.
You
Okay,
cannot,
so just
right?
the
So
lender
it will
only.
always be one,
Okay.
right? So, but you can create as many user accounts and see if all of them are getting the email.
Okay, so we are talking about more than one lender,
One
not
lender
user.
So we have to add one more lender user over here,
Yeah,
the same steps and
Right.
one more.
now think about if you are a tester, right? How do you have access to their mailbox, inbox?
No.
So what would you do in this case?
We can put our email.
That's what exactly you need to do. When you set up a JPMC, you put your own email.
Yeah.
Well, then you set up a JPMC users. Make sure you have some test email accounts that you associate with all of the, where you can log into those accounts one by one and check it. All right, everybody good? All right, good then. Yeah, make sure you finish up this test case, okay? Because this is important. You're gonna run into this type of situation every time. Okay, but I wanna make sure you understand.
So the homework is to just finish,
Yes, you now you should have at least 7 + 3, 10,
mhm.
which you need it, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna struggle going forward.
Okay.
Otherwise, you will have to think through writing and all the things. Because now we're gonna pick up the pace. Yes, you make sure you go back and correct all these things, at least the 7 that you have. Plus, I would suggest if you have time, go and correct all this over the next week. Okay.
So what you're doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we're gonna be diving into the DevOps. So make sure you bring the laptop.
The-
We'll talk about it. Bring the laptop. And the second part, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet, okay? The second part. Or before tomorrow, make sure you do this part. Okay, go to the outlook.com. And go and create the brand new account on Microsoft site. Outlook.com. Does anybody have Hotmail, Outlook?
I already did the Outlook.
Okay, Outlook or Hotmail, if you already have it, you can use it. Make sure you know the password though, okay?
Yeah.
Because you need to log in here. Otherwise, go and create the account at home. Be prepared because we're not gonna go through it. Otherwise, it will delay the class, okay? So you want to make sure you have the at least working account. And write down the password if you create brand new.
The
So we have
Hotmail or Microsoft.
Hotmail, Live, or Outlook.com.
Mine is MSN, I think, so but it will go still the same as the Outlook.
Yeah, I think it goes to the same way, so I think it's fine. As long as it's a Microsoft, it should be good. I would say go and create the Outlook account otherwise, if you don't have it, go and create one. Yeah,
I remember you said, the first day, like, you said, would you be able to ask for a laptop?
yeah, do you need laptop?
Yeah, I would need.
Yeah, I'll get you one. You need one? Okay. All right, I'll get you 3 of you. Everything is accessible in the cloud, so you can access from home. If you have desktop from home, you can continue working from home. All right, then we'll see you tomorrow. We'll wrap up here if no more questions.
Real quick,
Yes, go ahead.
do you want access to Microsoft 365 or just
Yeah, Outlook.com. Yep. No, 365. Okay. Just go to the Outlook.com and create a brand new account there.
Can you send all this email IDs?
I already have the account? Okay.
Yeah, if you have one, then make sure you remember the password.
So for all the test kits and areas that we need, when do we have to like finish everything by like?
So I'll send all the.
By tomorrow.
That's why we have to go.
Yeah, I mean, I should say, I mean, one, if you have time today, just maybe spend an hour to finish that up.
You can try another.
Plus, you can practice more. I mean, there is no limit, right? There are so many there, you can create. But these are the bare minimum we like you to have.
That is the only homework.
What is it? Yeah, Outlook.com, email account. Yep. Yeah, just the wrap up the create your test cases, make sure you have it in the digital format. Is everybody good? Online?
Yes,
Okay, then,
yes.
all right, then we are wrapping up here then.
So we send the email to you with all the corrected ones?
No, you guys keep it with you, okay? I don't wanna get find the emails.
Will you send the record session now?
Well, everything that you finish it, we will start utilizing it as we start in additional topics.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Because you will need it, otherwise you will have to write it. So if you create it as a team, make sure you send email to each other. Okay, so that you have.
So I have a question real quick about the Outlook. I have an unlicensed product. Is that okay?
No, you create a test account, separate one.
I'm sorry.
You can create a separate account, brand new account in Outlook. Did you get it, Neil?
Well, I have access, but on top it says unlicensed product. I can start the free trial, but I don't have
Well,
the actual
well,
product.
what Herschel is talking about, it's a web version of Outlook email. He's not talking about the Outlook software.
Okay, yeah,
It's like your account, you need to create similar, the Outlook.com account.
okay, I think I already have that. Cool, thank you.
So you have the same page, right? So that is the-
All right, then we are wrapping up. I'm closing the meeting.
Cool, thanks.
Bye tomorrow. Bye-bye.